From Round Rock, Texas to St. Augustine, Florida. From Lake City, South Carolina to Montgomery, Alabama. Let's ride. We want to ride shotgun with you for the next hour. Talkin Truckin with Deaton and Doty, Christian and Kumar. Welcome, everybody, to episode 59.
Hello.
What's up?
Hello.
We got the same cast of characters plus one this week. Joining us, as always, the famous Kumar and Christian Sneed, Roanoke, Virginia. Mike Doty, the original Florida man from Tarpon Springs, Florida. What's up, Mike?
That's it. What's up?
Ian Dunlap on the news. Joel Howell
Sound off like you got a bear.
with sports and questions with Kumar, and also our drivers that are on with us this week. Ray, where are you at, Ray?
Sitting at home in San Antonio. Well, not at,
That's right.
at home, but yeah, I'm at home.
You're in the car.
Lives in the car now.
Irene, he's not at home.
Yeah, I'm in the car. I'm on the way home
Yeah.
It's a new camper.
Ray got home a couple days ago, or a day ago.
today.
Yeah, today. Jim Mackey. Mackey, where are you at?
Grover Town.
Are you using Ray's phone?
Yeah.
We just drove into the river.
Does not coming in clean?
You're clean now. Bring it. Where are you at?
Kind of.
Okay, I'm in Grover Town, Indiana.
Grovertown, Indiana, right next door to us. And Nate,
I'm in Christina, Tennessee.
Christina, Tennessee. Kevin, where are you at?
I'm in Shreveport, Louisiana.
And also, we have a guest with us that's been on many times.
There's technical difficulties.
Uh-oh.
You've been hacked by Johnny
Okay. Johnny 5 is with us. So we don't have a technical difficulty. That's just Johnny hacking in.
I think so.
Oh, yeah.
I think so.
That's pretty cool, Johnny. And you're sitting at my desk. How'd you pull that off?
Wouldn't you like to know?
So Johnny was here when I was gone, probably. I take it.
He was in your desk.
In
2
my
weeks
desk.
ago now? 2-3 weeks?
Oh, here and there and everywhere. From Round Rock, Texas to St. Augustine, Florida. So today, we'll do a little market update. What's going on in trucking. I got some DAT information that we can go over. Doty and Christian and I. Joel will fill us in on sports and do the questions with Kumar. And Joel, we've got the match is tonight for all you golf fans. Before we hit up sports, let's just talk about that for a second. You guys,
Sports.
you guys know that's going on tonight? The match, they do it once a year.
I just found out today.
Yeah.
You don't have cable.
So what it is Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers versus Josh Allen and
Patrick Mahomes.
Pat Mahomes in a golf outing. So it starts at 6:30 tonight. We film on Wednesdays. The show will be on Friday, so you already know who won. But that's what I'm doing, going home right after this and catching the end of it. Should be pretty cool.
Learning how to play golf from a quarterback.
Yeah. I think they did. They played with two golfers last year. It was Rodgers and Mickelson.
Mickelson and
Rodgers, I think, right?
It was Rodgers, but I can't remember.
I think Mickelson and Rodgers won, and then
Southpaw.
The other guy was.
Your team lost.
I forgot his name too, but yeah, my team lost.
Who are you going for this year, Russ?
I'm gonna go with the young quarterbacks. I'm gonna go with Josh Allen and Pat Mahomes.
Since I always bet on Brady, you want to pull a little St. Jude's money on it?
All right, let's do it. Since this is the start of the St. Jude's, we've already ended the St. Christopher, so we won't have to pay.
We actually had you donate a pretty significant amount of money last week in your absence, I believe.
Yeah, I watched the show. I saw it. And Kumar's gonna work on that over the next week or so and get a representative from St. Christopher's to come on. And we'll get the donation from Talkin Truckin to them. But yeah, I'm up for some action. Who do you like? You want Brady?
I mean, I'll take Brady in a bunch for $50.
Okay, I'll do it. $50. I'll take Mahomes to the St.
Brady.
Jude's Fund, just so everybody knows. Gamblers Anonymous and all that.
If you're gonna gamble, do it for charity purposes.
Do it for charity.
Completely legit.
That's right. So I got Mahomes. You writing that down? And I got Josh Allen.
Yep. 12-hole match play, 7 p.m. Wynn Golf Course, Las Vegas. Be there.
So it'll be. I'll get home right after the beginning, so that's cool. Get to watch it.
I hate to tell you, Russ, Brady and Rogers are favorite.
Well, yeah, because they've played a lot of golf. They've been rich quarterbacks for a long time. What do you think they do in their offseason?
Well, the other two aren't poor.
The other two aren't poor, but they've only been rich quarterbacks for a short period of time.
Yeah.
Yeah, clubs are expensive.
Yeah.
They don't have to worry about getting hit tonight.
It's good to be back. Episode 59. We're rocking and rolling. So, Ian, why don't you fill us in on what's going on in trucking news?
All right. Well, let me get this screen share working.
Hey, Russ, were you under a heat lamp? You look like 10 shades darker, my friend.
I opened the pool last week when I got home, or last weekend, Memorial Day weekend, and I've been pretty much just grilling and pooling all weekend.
Nice, I can tell. It looks good.
Yeah.
The Irishman out in the sun.
Yeah.
All right.
No, I have a system, actually, because I hate the sun. I can't deal with it. It's too hot. So what I do is sit under the umbrella, and then when it gets too hot, I just jump in the pool for 5 minutes, get back out, and man the beer and the grill and under the umbrella. So I stay out of the sun.
Yeah. You're slow roast.
That's
And
exactly what I
this
do.
came from the 5 minutes about every half hour, 40 minutes, jumping in the pool and getting back out.
He's his own lifeguard.
Yeah.
I do the same thing too, Russ. Yeah,
I can't stand
It gets
being
hot.
in the
I
pool too
dive
long.
in the pool, jump back out, and go flip burgers.
Yeah. Flip the cactus, Ray?
Yeah.
That sounds kind of dirty.
All right, you ready?
24
Yeah.
ounces.
Ian, let's
Yeah.
go.
Question though, before I screen share, who all has a Cascadia?
A lot of guys.
Nope.
Yeah, a lot of guys. So this is going to be something they're going to need to pay attention to. All right. Daimler has released a whole statement across the board about these. There are these computers in there that are getting stolen out of trucks. They're telling you to keep an eye on them because thieves are just stealing them out of trucks while they're at truck stops. They're getting targeted all over the place. But I went and looked online to see what kind of prices that they're getting for this module. I mean, people are not selling them cheap. There's some of these for, I think I saw one for $7,000.
What is it? The computer?
Oh, here's one for $9,500. Yeah, it's these it's one of the computers for the drive line. So
Okay.
it's something down there. But they are going for a lot of money. Here's
Wow.
one, must be in the box still for $9,400. So if you got a spare Cascadia lying around,
Let me know.
yeah, you might want to go check and make sure this is in there because you might be able to sell it right now for a pretty penny. So
I wonder why just the Cascadia is. I mean, that looks like the same box behind the driver's side of the Packard, doesn't it?
Yeah. Maybe it's
Kevin.
Yeah.
yeah.
That's somebody's going to make a comment because they're a Freightliner and they break down more often that you need the part.
So where is this ECM located at? Is it underneath?
I don't know exactly. I didn't dive into the part schematics or whatnot.
Don't tell the thieves.
Yeah, don't.
Yeah, don't tell
maybe
anybody.
we shouldn't go into that, right?
So find the parking spot with the most pee in it.
Yeah,
Turn
right.
thieves.
So they can't crawl under your truck.
Just pee all
People will
around
steal
your truck.
anything, man. There was a guy who had his truck that parks his truck out behind the bait shop. There's a couple of storage units, and somebody stole his catalytic converter last month.
That's money. If you're a
Yeah.
crackhead, catalytic converter, saw it
Cut
off.
it
You
right
get
out.
what, $50 for the metals
The
inside?
police
Big money.
station's like 2 blocks away. Like,
Risk my life for that 50
From
bucks.
copper to crack.
Yeah. That's what I'm gonna start doing now. Look
So
for the parking
what's,
lot
yeah,
with a
what's,
puddle in it.
Next week's intro.
what's that parts truck you got, Russ? You might want to check out and see if this.
Man, we've taken about there's a frame left, and I think one door. Yeah.
All right. Maybe I shouldn't bring this up. Freight operations manager, or former operations manager, pled guilty to embezzling $2.6 million from their company. Basically, they had made up a false company. They were handling a lot of the pay that was going out, and so they made themselves a lot of money, but in the end, like always, they seem to get caught.
They gave it back.
Oh yeah, they gave it back without anybody noticing.
Or did they bury it in Mexico and they're just serving their time?
So someone got in a lot of trouble. Don't steal from your company, especially if it's
Don't
millions
steal
of
from
dollars.
anybody.
Well, yeah.
It's a
But-
good
I've seen that
principle
a
to
couple
live by.
times. With some
Yeah.
trucks coming up.
Oh, this was interesting one. Over, I think it was Salt Lake. Yeah, and I checked today to see if they've updated this. This is from yesterday, but a large mysterious liquid is what they called it, spilled all over the roadway after a tanker truck had. Oh, you can't see it. Kind of. There's the tanker truck right there on the side.
Oh, yeah, I see it.
So, big mess to clean up. Yeah, they still didn't even announce what it is. They just called it a mysterious liquid, but they said it's not hazmat.
It's probably
It's
cool.
probably that secret
Cranberry
sauce
juice.
that secret sauce from McDonald's
Red
burger.
wine,
Szechuan sauce?
barbecue sauce.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
No,
Mormon
that
church
looks like
said Ronaldo
General
said.
So's.
I think that's Sweet
General
Baby
Tso's
Ray's. That's funny.
Some people might find this
Was
amusing,
that
but
the hate Kool-Aid
California.
guy on the side? I'm sorry, I just saw that.
What was that, Ray?
The Kool-Aid man on the previous picture you had, I saw that.
I see it as the.
That's funny.
That's his juice right there, man.
Oh, no.
Yeah, that's exactly what it looks like.
Oh my god, yeah, poor Kool-Aid, man. California is getting sued. Long story short, the new emissions mandates that they are putting in place, there are some companies that have gotten together and have filed suit to say, hey, you've not given us enough time. It's just not reasonable. Be interesting to see how that goes. California always seems to be the first place this kind of thing hits. Right, Christian?
100%. Yeah, I could tell you that unless that's a glider truck in the photo, that first one's not getting in.
Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't.
I say we just let them do it and we stop going over there.
I don't know how. I was telling somebody this, one of the drivers, this the other day. I don't know how you survive if you live in California and you're a truck driver. Number one, the cost of living is so high there. The fuel prices are so high, and the rates definitely don't match the fuel prices. They're no better than anywhere else. So it's I don't know how people survive out there.
I go there and drive other places.
I think a gallon of milk is about $7 out there, and I'm not even joking.
Yeah.
I thought I saw last night
here-
that gallon of diesel was $9.09 in Los Angeles.
Wow.
I don't know. And
I don't see it going that high.
I haven't.
I
Yeah,
thought
I
I
don't think
saw
it's
that.
crested 7 yet.
Yeah, it's 670.
670. Well, that's still up there, but yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
But it's
Yeah,
not
but
96 a gallon.
Here,
Yeah. California's a rough place to live. I mean, it is. Everything's expensive, and you look at some of the houses over there. You know, it's just unbelievable. You know, you could take your house wherever you're at, not in California, and put it there, and it's like worth $5 million. It's crazy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
just like a studio apartment is like
Yeah.
worth a mortgage on a house here.
$2,400 a month rent.
In Jim's defense, there is an image going around showing that it's $9 a gallon, but it is a viral image that is false. So it's
Oh, thank
Okay.
God.
Okay. Thank you, Christian,
Yeah,
for
what
fact checking.
Give it a
We
month,
don't
though.
trust Facebook.
that's right. Yeah,
Nope,
yeah.
so
I had to go to Instagram, Zuckerberg's other site, to get the truth. So
You worked real quickly.
Well,
there.
thanks for backing me up a little bit.
yeah, man.
Yeah.
All right. Who here has taken a shower?
oh, is he scrubbing his?
He will in a minute.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
I
he's,
thought
taking a shower at the
when
pump
I
before.
first looked at it, I thought he had the window cleaner thing down the back of his pants.
If that's the case, he doesn't have a problem getting a date on Saturday.
He's taking a shower at the fuel pump.
Wow, look at that.
Hey, at least he's
Jesus.
trying to get.
I mean,
clean.
I've got.
At least he's wearing
shower,
shorts.
but not that. I think he's watched the beginning of Over the Top too many times.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Something.
No, he's like, man, it's been like 2 weeks. I need a damn shower.
I
I
mean,
need
You
some
see-
most
you
guys
see
will-
how- there
most
you
guys
go,
at-
buddy.
Most guys at the truck stop will loan you a shower credit. That's never been a problem. I don't know why he's doing this.
So I think the problem that I have is in the very beginning of the video, he washes his butt first, and then his legs, and he ends with his crotch. I'm not sure who taught him how to shower, but that's not the way to do it.
Really? I thought
that's better than some drivers.
See, this is the end. Hang on, the beginning will come here. He turns around,
puts
it in his bottom.
No, but his student is next.
And now he washes the rest of his body.
Yeah. The problem I have is it looks like it's a Love's pump, so there's probably showers right inside.
Yeah.
Can you imagine he gets on TikTok later? He's sitting in his truck, and all of a sudden he sees himself plastered.
He's gone viral.
Can a guy get some privacy?
Hey, Joel, call Ed Lopez. Call Ed Lopez Trucking, truck 875, and call him.
That's what's on it.
Oh, I'm sure that they're getting.
And when you do, tell him that he forgot his shower curtain.
It's half a shower. He's gonna make a student go next.
He's banking his shower credits.
Okay, can we move to the next video?
He's waiting on it to rain.
There we go. Get the back end. Jeez and Pete.
All right. Down in, we're gonna start with some Florida stuff here. Here we go. Haines City, Florida. A driver was hanging out, smoking a little meth, as we all do, just hanging out. It's a little fun time. And he just somehow crashed his truck into the building. Police had asked if they thought he needed any help, and he told him, "I thought I was being pranked by a television show." So having a great time down there in Florida. He was arrested.
That's Haines City. That's over by Orlando. Yeah.
Really? Oh, there you go.
They did thank him for being truthful.
Yes. They were appreciative that he was so honest. So, but yes, it is illegal.
Is this
to
the
smoke
one
meth and drive trucks.
where Bugs Bunny, draws the fake tunnel on the side of the building?
That's what it looks like.
Oh man!
No, that was Wile E.
Who knows
Coyote.
what would happen then? But all right, Mike, you got any Florida news?
Wow. I think he does.
Yeah,
you got
who
that
has
screen
the,
share? So this is what Mike sent me for his Florida Man segment update. There you go. Can you make it bigger?
So,
Is that your way onto the?
So this guy visits next door to Mike's bait shop.
yeah, so
Dressed
he
like
lives. So he lives in the neighborhood behind the bait shop, right? And I haven't met him yet, but the kids have told me all about him. And he comes in wearing different things, like dresses and crazy
like
lipstick.
a butterfly lingerie.
Did
We
he
don't really need to zoom in on
crash
this.
his truck recently? Or?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And more power to him
take
because
a
he
shower
does
outside?
not care. He doesn't care. He mows the lawn like this, I guess. And there's a lady. So there's a lady in that runs a store next to us, like little knickknacks and arts and crafts and stuff. And there's a guy that works there, and he was homeless at one point down on his luck. And I guess this guy takes in homeless people or something. So that guy is renting a room from him. But he's like, he was like, I can't. He's like, it's so crazy the stuff that goes on in that house and that dude's, like just some of the crazy stuff that I probably can't even say on here or shouldn't say. But yeah, like he'll pick cigarette butts out of the ashtray, but not smoke them. He'll break them up and roll them in receipt paper and then smoke those. Like,
well, Mike,
apparently
the
dude was an engineer, super smart engineer, and just somewhere went off the rails.
In today's day and age.
Yeah, like he's got money, nice house, retirement. But
He's been thrifty.
So, Mike, when he comes back, if you're around the bait shop, can you ask him if he can get a selfie with you?
Hey, also, I need somebody to tell their kids that is the tooth fairy. Please let them know how that goes.
Hey, let's invite him on
The
the
only
show.
cavity he's got is an anal cavity with that suit he's got wearing.
Wow.
That thing is up there, bud.
See if we can do questions with him.
Questions with the fairy.
He does have a lot of confidence. I commend him for that.
Yeah.
And a
well,
nice
apparently
hat.
he was wearing something similar that was like that in the front when he was mowing his lawn.
Wow.
You know what's great is I bet you on Halloween he dresses like a normal human being, right? Just to switch it up.
This is in a suit.
Well,
Just doesn't
we're
have
going to
a care
call
in
it
the world.
OIF, only in Florida, from now on. Yeah.
Dude doesn't care.
Oh man.
Well, Mike, thanks for the Florida Man update. That's crazy. So, guys, I told you a few weeks ago we're getting ready to kick off the annual fishing contest. Now, help me. I think I can remember this, but I might be wrong. So, Fish Stalkers, Doty's store, Doty's bait shop, put in 100 for the winner. So, we're at 500 for the winner this year. We're at 300 for the second place, and we're at
I think 150.
150 for third place. So there's 3 places: 500 winner, 300, and 150. So to kick off the Talkin Truckin annual fishing contest, you got it ready, Kumar? I'm going to show you a short video the Doty boys put together. Let's get us in the mood to fish.
Is
Get
that
the sound too, yeah.
Okay.
That's the Discovery Channel.
And Johnny Five's up again. No.
Okay, I got it. Cool.
Oh, you got to put the sound on.
It's copyright.
Oh.
It's a song.
I think it's only copyright if we're monetized. I think.
Yeah, put it on there.
Okay.
Hold on. We're going to start over.
Video gets taken down immediately.
The Backstreet Boys.
Can you full screen that too?
Yeah.
Yeah, full screen it. Put the sound on. Let's go. Kick off. Talkin Truckin fishing contest.
Or Matt, add in a drum roll, please.
There we go.
Shoot him, Elizabeth.
You might gotta press the volume thing. Yeah.
That's a tarpon.
Can you guys hear that?
Here we go.
Can you guys hear the sound?
Not really.
No.
I shared the sound.
It's AWOL Nation, so I can fill that in for you guys.
Is that a tarpon, Mike?
Does that take me to
Yeah,
church?
that's tarpon. That's down in Boca near my.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
Yeah,
put your
brother.
mic by it.
I don't know why I didn't share the sound.
We can add that in later, though.
Oh, that's awesome.
Same fish. That was a long fight.
No,
So guys,
these are
when you're
all
looking,
different.
when you're fishing, Mike's gonna have something like this in the contest.
Oh, man.
Those are huge. Do they have teeth, Mike?
No, they
You'd be
got
sticking your hand in there if they did.
It's
Oh, the
little
cartilage.
sandpaper. They mess your hand up pretty good. My hands were messed up pretty good, but
It's a small one, too. Huh?
Your son does know there's a hook in that mouth he's putting his hand in when that thing's swimming, right? Make sure
Mike, I
brother-
love how crazy your eyes look in that too.
He wants to
Got that
get hooked
fishing
just
high.
like the fish.
yeah, right.
Are you guys allowed to have LEDs on your boat?
What do you mean by it?
Like on the outside? Like where your weather stripping is, you can pull that off and put LEDs around it?
Yeah, you just try not at night. You try not to when you're running or something. You just if you're using them as like a spotlight or something, you just flick them on to see what's going on and turn them off as it blinds. Blinds other people coming at you.
What are they eating, Mike? Shrimp?
Holy smokes.
No, they're eating they're past crabs.
So how many did you guys catch that night?
We went 8 for
Wow.
13. Yeah, no, Boca's the tarpon capital of the world. So they're down there by the thousands, and there's obviously tons of boats too. But there's a flush that happens where there's just crabs that flush out of this pass, and thousands of tarpon just come in there to feed.
What would you say that that one on screen? What does that weigh?
That last one was probably the biggest one. The average, most of the ones you saw were probably around 110, 120.
Wow.
That
What do you do
one
with
was
them? They're not good eating, are they,
closer
Mike?
to 130, 140. No, they're just a sport fish. You can't eat them or anything. As a matter of fact, when they're that big, you can't even really take them out of you're not supposed to take them out of the water.
You just catch and release them.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
What else did you catch?
That's it. That's what we went for.
that's cool,
Crabs.
Mike. That's really cool.
Yeah,
So-
crabs to fish with.
So guys, you can
Crabs to
see
fish
and
with.
make sure, Christian, you tell your son what he's up against this year in the fishing contest. Start sending them in.
I just videoed that with my phone and sent it to him, so yeah, he
Yeah.
knows about it already.
Well, it's in your email too, Christian. Doty, I think I texted you that. Doty sent it this morning.
Okay,
Tagged
cool.
you and Kumar and Ian and I in it. But my youngest son, he asked me last week. He texted me and said, "Dad, can I enter the fishing contest?" Because he watches the show too. And I said, "Well, of course." And so he texted me back. I got some ideas. I'm going to do one with his grandpa on his mom's side. And he said, "I've got an idea." He's getting ready to turn 14, so he loves fishing. He said, "Then I'm going to do one with my brother Matt, who does our video on the show." He said, "But I've got 2. Can I enter 2 times?" And I said, "I don't see why not. You can enter 2 fish. Go ahead." So I guess that's the rules. You can enter more than once. If you guys are cool with it, Kumar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you guys need an impartial judge still?
Well, we haven't picked anybody. Denny said he offered he'll do it again, but we can maybe. I thought maybe using Denny, and then maybe you guys get someone else. We get
I could check. One of my son's buddies knows Dave Dudley, who's out of Lynchburg. He's a professional fisherman, so
yeah. Oh, that'd be cool.
Maybe he comes on.
Jeremy Wade coming on.
Yeah, that'd be cool. So we've got some time. It ends at Labor Day. So yeah, make sure you send your fish pictures. Kumar, can you give them the email to send it to?
Yeah. I think we'll do Deatontruckingpodcast.com.
Okay. Deatontruckingpodcast.com.
Deatontruckingpodcast@gmail.com.
@gmail.com. Okay. And then you could send it. Can't they send it in like a reply to the show or?
Yeah. Even like
the
through
TikToks,
Facebook, TikTok, Instagram. Send it.
Load it up on Facebook. Talkin Truckin on Facebook. You can put it right there.
Oh, speaking of, I forgot to tell you, but somebody you met in Georgia messaged Talkin Truckin.
Really?
Yeah, and wanted to know where to submit pictures.
Oh, wow, that's cool.
Yeah, she said she met you at a restaurant.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, so her husband wants to enter the contest.
Nice.
So he'll be sending pictures.
Yeah, very cool. There was only one restaurant in the town in Georgia I was in. It was a Mexican restaurant. That was it.
The Burger King. She was there every day.
Yeah.
So that narrows it down.
Yeah, it was a very small place. So cool. That was a great video. I'm excited. And I'm going to enter too. I mean, we got to get impartial judges because I haven't fished in a long time, but I'm going to definitely go and probably with my son and see what I can come up with and enter too. If I were to win somewhere to pick my fish, I'll donate it to a driver, a listener to the show, or something like that. But I'm definitely gonna enter.
Yeah, I think I'm actually gonna try and enter. This. I'm gonna catch the biggest bluegill you guys have ever seen.
I'm going to Michigan soon, so I'm gonna see if I can get a charter. We were gonna do that one year, but it started storming.
Well, listen, Kumar.
Charter.
Out of the water.
I went to Grayling, Michigan. That's kind of not.
Yeah.
As far up as the bridge. This was probably 10 or 15 years ago. Mm-hmm. And we got a cabin up there, me and a bunch of friends. And we were fishing these inland lakes. And that's the first time I caught the pike, the northern pike.
Yeah.
There's another name for the fish of 1,000 casts. What?
Muskie?
Muskie. Yeah.
10,000.
We caught both. But
nice.
That was really cool. And I guess mine was small. It was like 2.5, 3 feet.
Really?
But there's some bigger ones. Yeah, I saw them.
Grayling is like right near where I go.
Just get a big lure and throw it out there. You'll catch them, man.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And watch for bears. There's bears up there.
Oh yeah, I know for sure. My mom's husband, he likes to fish a lot, so
yeah.
I'm hoping he's.
I saw Jeremy Wade catching catfish on soap.
Oh, that's the
on soap.
Yeah.
River Monsters.
Yeah.
Oh, love that show.
River Monsters guy.
I don't know what country it was, but they're eating soap.
Yeah. So, did everyone have a happy Memorial Day weekend?
It was great.
I did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you guys
Lots of
cook
fun in the
out?
sun.
Christian, did you have a big old cookout down there in Roanoke?
No, I was actually
booking trucks.
For Memorial Day. I was in Charlotte watching what Joel calls NAPCAR, but it was at the Charlotte racetrack. My brothers and my dad and I get together once a year, and that's where we decided to go this year. It was a fantastic time. Steve Miller Band was there. Leonard Skinner. It was a really good race. Really good accidents towards the end.
Yeah,
so,
you did fall asleep.
Yeah, and they did a great job. Discussing Memorial Day. They showed people that were newly enlisted. They also did a moment of silence between stages 2 and 3 for 2 minutes. I mean, it was really well done. A very good patriotic.
Yeah, there was a national thing that was like, I think at 3:00 was just a moment of silence nationally, and I participated in that because I was just sitting by the pool. I mean, no disrespect, I would have, but I didn't even know it, and I was just sitting there by myself. So, but I got some interesting stuff about Memorial Day. Mike, did you grill out?
No.
I did. Had some porterhouses.
I burned mine.
Yeah.
Guys, somebody say yes. He's got a food list.
Yes,
going on.
yes.
Everybody,
I had
everybody.
porterhouse steaks
I grilled all day.
and all beef hot dogs.
Yeah.
I had smoked chicken.
Yeah.
That top ramen.
Ramen.
I had hot dogs and I had shrimp nachos and coconut shrimp.
Yeah. Kevin, Nate, were you guys at home or were you guys on the road over the weekend?
I was
at
at my
home.
girlfriend's house.
Yeah. Did you guys cook out?
Nah.
No.
No.
Well, that's the whole fun about Memorial Day, man. What's up?
Kumar and I got elote.
Yes.
Ooh, that's good.
That's so good.
The Mexican corn.
Mm-hmm.
Ray, you make some elote down there in San Antonio?
Guess
not. Yeah.
Guess not.
He's like, I make Mexican cactus.
Well, Memorial Day has been celebrated since shortly after the Civil War became a holiday, though, in 1971. Anyone know who the oldest burger chain in America is? Anyone have a guess?
McDonald's?
Whataburger?
Nope.
Burger chain?
Oldest?
Nope.
Not Checkers.
Not Checkers.
Rally, not Rally.
My original thought was Bob's Big Boy, but I think that's an Ohio thing. The oldest burger chain in America, White Castle. It's like the worst burger too.
Yeah, I love White Castle.
Call those crystals down south.
When we go to the NASTIC conference in Tennessee, I always hit that White Castle up there in Nashville.
Yeah.
I guess you're not going.
Crystal likes it.
If you need like a whole body cleanse, that's when you go to White.
I think White Castle, you either love it or hate it. I don't like it.
Yeah.
People love it or don't like it.
I've had it a few
you
times.
just got to get high and then you like everything.
In a pinch, a late night in a pinch, it'll work.
Hot pickle.
Yeah.
White Castle's always open 24 hours, and that's the one thing
That's
I missed
what it
when I
is.
moved to the South. And White Castle's the best food to get at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning when you're drunk off your ass.
That or Waffle House.
Yeah. I like some waffles.
That's debatable.
Yeah. Ray, I was asking you about elote down there in San Antonio. You guys make some elote corn?
We haven't in a while, but yeah, you can do that
Yeah.
on the barbecue pit. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, that's good.
Ceviche.
I
Yeah,
cooked some
soak-
corn in
soak-
the husks on the grill on Memorial Day.
Burn the house down.
How many burgers are consumed by Americans each year? How many?
Like
That's just
regular,
last year, didn't we?
Yeah.
regular size
Yeah,
burgers
last year was hot dogs.
or White Castle size burgers?
Regular burgers, and these are mostly from a couple of states, 3 states, and they're carried usually on a truck.
It's at least a couple dozen.
So
how many
Americans
burgers?
eat. Anyone got to guess how many burgers a year?
A year.
A year.
10 million.
Oh, a year? And a whole year or just Memorial Day?
No, a year.
Let's see, there's 300
Oh,
million
a
people.
year. I thought you were saying Memorial Day. 60 million.
I love
2
how we're all
billion.
like NASA scientists calculating this. There's 300 million people.
Yeah.
This is how I get my loads.
Yeah,
I'm gonna say
go
500
with Ray.
million.
I'm gonna go with Ray. 60
1
and
billion.
1.
Ray said 60
Yeah.
million, I think.
2 billion.
60 trillion. No, I said 60 million.
60 million. Well, I
Yeah, I'm
know
right there. 600 million or so.
That's what I was going with. 600 million.
600 million.
Yeah.
My kind of guy. I love hamburgers. I'm down
At
with that.
least half.
It's 50 million. 50 million.
No
a
way.
year.
That's wrong.
A year?
Yeah, there's 300.
I found it on 3 different websites.
What'd you go to vegan.com to find that?
How many hot dogs? Now, we did hot dogs last year, but how many hot dogs are eaten per second from Memorial Day to Labor Day?
69.
For the 3 months between Memorial
3
Day and
months
Labor
is
Day.
90 days.
Every 3 seconds.
3,000
Per second
3,000.
by Americans.
Hey, Russell, real quick. Irene just looked it up on the internet. It's 50 billion with a B.
That's what I said.
I said 2
Oh,
billion.
oh,
So I was
billion.
closer.
50 billion,
I
yeah.
thought,
think we all
I
heard
thought you
that.
said 50 million. My
No,
bad.
I have it
too.
wrote down.
Oh.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm going to do your checks.
50 billion hamburgers
Uh-oh.
with a B.
Joel's
I'll
going
write
to
your
get on
check.
you now,
Okay.
buddy.
But
Oh,
tell
wow.
Irene, thanks for fact checking me. But I do have a billion wrote down.
Hey, Irene, the fact checker, she's on.
Well,
she's
ask her.
on today.
Ask her why she's
Ask her
doing
that.
She's
How many?
driving.
Ask her how many hot dogs are eaten per second between Memorial Day and Labor Day weekend in America.
25,000.
How many hot dogs are eaten
Per
per
second.
second between Memorial Day and Labor Day?
3,600 seconds
She
in
said,
an hour.
I don't know.
I'm gonna tell you guys.
No, hang on.
800
Don't say anything yet. Hang on.
800.
That's
I said it.
86,000.
818. I got some more for you, Christian. Don't worry.
818.
818 hot dogs per second.
Wow.
Who's that guy at Coney Island?
I actually had leftovers from the other night grilling, and I went home at lunch to let the dogs out. Grabbed a hot dog, put it in the microwave, put some ketchup on it,
And
I was
saying,
eating it, and I got a stain
dogs
right here on my
out.
shirt. New shirt, ketchup all down my shirt. I had to take it off. I was washing it in the sink before, and I came back. I'm like, I'm wearing it, man. I just got this shirt.
called Joey
My
Chestnut.
question is, how do you
Most of it out.
calculate that number on the hot dogs?
Yeah. Well, you keep fact checking. 818 per second.
No.
Who invented
no,
the
but I wonder how you
hamburger?
calculate.
Wimpy from Popeyes.
Old McDonald.
Seymour, Wisconsin is home to the Hamburger Hall of Fame. The community of Seymour also claims to be the historic birthplace of the American hamburger. But do you think it's true?
There are so many people
No.
that say that.
Isn't it
It's
Germany?
actually, a lot of cities claim it. It's actually Hamburg, Germany.
Germany, yeah.
Yes, Joel was right.
Credit.
Most popular departure destination on Memorial Day weekend. So you're flying in a plane somewhere to get away for the weekend on Memorial Day. What was the most popular destination domestically in America?
Barberton, Ohio.
Florida.
It came for the chicken.
What state or
What city in America was the most
city.
popular destination to go to on Memorial Day weekend?
Miami.
Panama City.
Nope.
Oh, it's probably not even in.
Got to be
Florida.
somewhere
I don't
in
know.
Florida.
Arlington National Cemetery.
Nope. That's a good one, though, because
No,
that is
unfortunately
heavily
not.
visited.
Yep.
Oh yeah, it is.
Myrtle Beach.
Myrtle Beach. Nope.
Oh, I thought that was.
Yeah.
You got me.
I was actually surprised by this one because it's hot down there. I wouldn't want to go right now. I don't know how Mike lives
New
down
Orleans.
there. Orlando,
South Padre
Florida.
Oh,
Orlando.
Disney World. Yeah,
But that makes sense, I guess. Isn't that where the amusement park is?
The amusement
Yeah, it's
park.
Disney World.
Disney World, so yeah.
The county fair.
People
Yeah.
go because they take their kids and stuff. That makes
Orlando's
sense now.
one big amusement park, really.
Yeah, I was thinking, why do you want to go there? It's too hot. And this
And
time,
When you said it's hot
only
down
got
there,
the
I thought
one.
you were going to say South Padre Island.
South Padre. Yeah.
Corona Island.
Hey, Russ, how many hot dogs were eaten a second?
818
818 every single second.
between Memorial Day. He's stuck on this one.
His calculator's frying.
It is.
3
My
a.m.,
phone,
there's
my
3,000
phone won't do the math, so I'm doing it here.
Yeah, 818 per second between Memorial Day and Labor Day.
That better be a quarter of that 50 billion.
118.
Tell you, whatever it is, it's too many. Because I used to
Quarter
work
of
at
50
a
billion. 12.
What was that, Jim?
I said I used to work at a packing plant where they made the hot dogs.
Yeah.
Whatever the amount is, it's too many.
How do they make them?
We don't need to talk about what's in a hot dog or how they're made because it's one of my favorite foods.
Delicious.
Ian and I love them.
Hey, I can organize you a tour of Sugardale if you want. So I know some people there.
He's our biggest customer.
Yeah, I love some.
7.2 trillion hot dogs. That's
How many?
3.165 trillion
Summer,
every
that's a
45
lot.
Calculations,
every 45
Mike.
days.
That can't be
That's-
right, Russ.
Yeah, it's 86,000 seconds a day. In 90 days, it's 7,776 seconds times 818. So it's 6.3265 trillion hot dogs.
That's crazy. Ray,
How many pigs is that?
Ray, you can have
Two.
Irene
There's only
fact
two
check
pigs
that.
in
I found it on two different websites. Both of them said one said 800, one said 818.
I can't even say that number. I
Can
don't
you
know if
count
can do
that
it.
high?
Fact check it. Yeah, no, not really, man.
Seven
I only
trillion.
got 10. I only got 10 fingers and toes.
Personal check for that once.
Oh shoot, I got 20. My bad.
On Memorial Day, there's
See?
There's 25% more house fires due to grilling out and cooking on Memorial Day than any other
about right.
average day.
Maybe you shouldn't have too many beers next to the grill there.
Speaking of beers, well, let me get to that.
And get
Last-
back up there out
50 million
again.
cases.
How many million cases of beer consumed on Memorial Day weekend?
What?
It's just I couldn't guess. I don't know. That's got to be a lot, but it's 70 million cases of beer on the wall.
Wow,
That's a lot of alcoholics.
Yeah.
All
One
right.
of them. That's cool.
Still are.
47,000 injuries from car accidents on Memorial Day weekend. 415
How many,
fatalities. Average.
how many of them cases of beer purchased in Texas?
All of them. There's some truck interesting things about just the weight of and where the meat comes from. 190 million pounds of red meat bought in the lead up to Memorial Day weekend compared to 750 million pounds of chicken bought. So apparently a lot more barbecue chicken going on. The burgers and hot dogs mostly come from Texas, Nebraska, and Kansas by way of truck, while the chicken mostly comes from Georgia, Arkansas, North Carolina, Alabama, and Mississippi by way of truck. And those potatoes in your potato salad usually come from Idaho or Washington. And last but not least, the tomato on your hamburger, mostly from Florida or California, unless you're growing your own, which up here is a little too early on Memorial Day to get them.
Yeah.
Anyway, that was kind of fun. I had a real nice, peaceful day just at home on Monday, on Memorial Day, just cooking out. I probably ate 4 hamburgers throughout the day, several hot dogs, and some corn on the cob I kept going back for. And, of course, the potato salad. It was good. Mike, you didn't barbecue anything?
No.
Tarpon.
Barbecue tarpon.
No.
Yeah. So, Joel, you want to update us on some sports and what's going on in the world of sports, and then we'll get into some DAT news and market?
Sure, if I had any. No, I have a little bit here. All right. So you ready for this?
We're ready.
All right. Well, let's get to it then. Here we are, the first week of June. What's up, guys? I'm Joel. Welcome back to the Sports Show. It talks about market updates, truck types, and fishing stories. Today, we are at June 1st, and not a lot going around the league. Starting off the NFL, training begins next month, about 6 weeks out, NFL training camp. John Madden to be on the cover of the 2023 Madden. He'd be proud of that.
So the video game?
Yeah, the PlayStation 5.
Oh, that's cool.
Mm-hmm. Watson in more hot water with the 23rd woman. More on that later.
Are you talking about Bubba Watson, the golfer?
No, the $250 million quarterback.
Yeah.
And Aaron Donald is talking about retiring. That is about it for that.
Isn't he Cleveland's problem now?
He is our problem. But so back off of him, Joel. It all got thrown out of court. I don't want to go down that whole thing. I don't know.
This is a brand new lawsuit. This is the 23rd lawsuit he's been bringing.
200.
If he throws that many touchdowns, you guys are going to the playoffs.
My bad, Russ. We won't
No,
bring
I'm
Watson back up.
Yeah, you can bring him up. So
he can afford him 30. Yeah.
No, go ahead. You said something next after that?
I was just going to go to the Major League MLB.
Okay, yeah.
All right.
Oh, no, you said Aaron Donald's retiring?
No, he's talking about it.
Oh, because I thought he just re-signed with the Rams. Didn't he?
I don't know what he.
I thought he
how
signed
much.
year.
I think he's looking for a contract.
Oh, okay.
He's talking retirement. He's trying to leverage. But all right, yeah. Over in Major League Baseball in the American League East, we got the Yankees, New York at 34-15. Over in the Central, we got the Minnesota Twins at 30-21. Out west, Houston still on top at 32-18. Over in the National League, New York, the other New York team, the Mets, 34-17, holding on. They are off and running. They're ahead of Atlanta by about 8 games. That's going to be theirs to win, I believe. Over in the Central, Milwaukee Brewers, 32-19, and out west, LA Dodgers holding on at 33-16. Tomorrow night, it begins the NBA Finals. Congratulations to Boston Celtics. It will be the Childs and the Dubs from Northern California tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Golden State with a 3.5-point favorite in this game. They're also favorite in the series, but not by much.
I'm not a Boston fan or Golden State fan, but I kind of like Boston
It
in
was
this series?
59%, 41% on this game.
Yeah.
Even though the Dubs are favorite. But, yeah, looking for a good series. Best 4 out of 7. The Boston-Miami series went down to the final minute of Game 7. That was a good one.
Yeah.
Boston winning on the road. They'll have to do it.
Jimmy
again.
Buckets almost won that game for Miami. But
Yeah,
he missed a shot there at the end.
Well, he scored 38 and 41 would have done it. But
Jimmy Buckets.
He scored 45 the night before. But, yeah, he'll have a fine offseason. Don't worry. And so, yeah, looking forward to a good series. Celtics and the Warriors tomorrow night, 9 o'clock. Over in the NHL, final 4 teams remain. Last night we kicked off the Western Conference Finals. Edmonton at Colorado. Colorado 8, Edmonton 6. That game going way over. If you're a defensive type person, you probably didn't like that game. 14 goals in that game. Game 2 tomorrow night in Colorado. Tonight, Tampa Bay at New York Rangers. Game 1, best 4 out of 7. And the winner of that series will take on the winner of the Colorado Edmonton series. More on that later. NASCAR. Christian.
NAPCAR.
Cup Series continues this Sunday out in Madison, Illinois. Top 3 on Cup, the Winston Cup. Top 3 at number 3, if I could read my own writing. Denny Hamlin, number 2, William Byron, and at number 1 holding Ross Chastain. Over in golf again.
When you go over NASCAR,
yeah,
because we don't know. I don't know any of their names. Nate probably does. I think Nate's a NASCAR fan like Christian. But can you just say what the car is like? So
you'll do that.
Number 1 is the Oscar Mayer car.
Okay.
Number 2 is the Miller Lite
we'll
car.
do that from now on.
It makes it more interesting.
Right.
I think that
Bass
way.
Pro, the Tide. Okay, we can do that.
That's pretty cool.
Started next week. And Russ, we talked about tonight's golf challenge, the 12-hole match.
Big bet on it, me and Christian.
Big bet. That'll be out at Wynn Golf Course in Las Vegas. And, yeah, pretty quiet here in June for sports tomorrow night, NBA Finals. And anybody got anything else?
It's summertime. When you're home.
Any MMA?
Well, when you're home, it's summertime. Even if you're not a baseball fan, it's a fun venue. Go to a game. Grab some peanuts, some popcorn, whatever you like, a hot dog, and take in a game. It's fun.
Yeah. And then
so you guys know that Kanye started that Donda Sports Group. You guys know about that?
No. What is it?
So apparently, started a sports group. I think it was about raising awareness and getting athletes on board for like education and charitable stuff. Let me see again, 1 second. Headline reads: NBA star Jaylen Brown, that's the Celtics, right? And then NFL star Aaron Donald signed with Kanye West Donda Sports Group. Donda was his mom, who was a big fan of education. Basically, I don't know why they're signing on or what it is. So Antonio Brown was once a part of this. Maybe this endeavor is not going to go so well.
Yeah,
Antonio Brown, is that what you said?
Yeah, Antonio Brown. So I'm
Brown.
not sure what Jaylen Brown and Aaron Donald are doing, but they're signed with his sports group. I'll find out what it is.
Marketing company
that's what it looks like.
Market things. So,
hey Russ.
Yeah.
I was just gonna bring this up real quick because Memorial Day weekend.
Mm-hmm.
This week in history, I got 1917 Boston Braves first baseman Hank Gowdy, first active MLB player to enlist for fighting in World War I and World War II. The only player to ever get to fight in both and play in the league.
Oh, and playing.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Professional.
Hank Gowdy. Yep.
That's wild.
Well, that makes my day in history look very, very small.
Well, I don't even have one, but that's okay. You got one, bring it.
Okay, in 1978, the first legal casino to be operated in the United States outside of Nevada opened in Atlantic City. And just like Russ's golf game, they lost $50 at the first hand.
That's great. So everybody, I've been, in and out of here a lot the last 5-6 weeks. And I haven't really booked a lot of freight until a few here and there, but today I booked a little bit. And I know, I've heard all the complaints in the freight prices, and I'm with everybody that they need to pay more. Fuel's doubled or more. It's sky high. Today I was able to spend a little time with the DAT market update. They always put out really good scientific information. So here's what they're saying. Spot rates changed course last week and started an uptrend that we hope will carry us to the 4th of July holiday, which will be the start of the kind of the back to school push. And all their rate forecast models were kind of trending that way too. That was a kind of a breath of fresh air to see it. Load post volume surge as capacity tightens, which is good for us. More so than previous years during road check week, which was a week ago, a week and a half ago, whatever. And produce volumes are up 6% since the start of May, but they're still down year over year, a pretty good chunk, like 14%. So that's, it's for reefer. But the load to truck ratio this week, it's up from 3.44 in van to 5.6. So that's good. That's a good sign. That's
that was
a good
for
indicator.
this week?
Yeah. This past 7 days, Christian. So reefer 11.5 to one truck, up more than double over the last week. So there's another good sign. And then flatbed 70.41 up from 57.6 for last week. So my takeaway when I was watching the chief data scientist and the other scientists on there, they're really smart guys, and I watched it every week. But this was like a kind of a turning point where it seemed like things were pointing in the right direction. And one of the things that they said was this: it helped with some capacity being pulled off the road during road check, so it did help with less trucks, more volume coming out of that. But they thought it looked like a good indicator that it'll carry us through the 4th of July holiday, which is a month away, and then we get into that back to school push, which usually will carry us right into the Christmas holidays. So good indicators. I mean, I know here in the office yesterday, Ian and Doty, I don't know, and Joel, the volume seemed okay. The rates, depending, it's not everywhere, but the rates seemed okay, better than they have, I guess, that you guys were dealing with while I was gone.
Yep.
I don't know. What do you think, Doty? You seemed a little better the last couple days.
Yeah, it definitely seemed a little better this week than the previous, previous 2 weeks or so, 2-3 weeks. But yeah, so I have seen a turn. I have noticed what they're talking about.
Yeah,
for sure. Because for a little while there, rates seemed like they were really tanking comparing when you took into consideration the cost and fuel prices and
fuel,
stuff.
yeah.
And to piggyback on that, if one thing that DAT showed in their trend lines this week for us, they showed that van was down this week over last 18.6%, flatbed 16%, and then in reefer down 35% week over week, right? And that's measuring the 23rd to the 29th versus the 16th to the 22nd. We know a large majority of that is because of the DOT week that we had. Yeah. But if you look at it, it still shows that in the month of May versus April, that the van to load truck postings is up 27%. It's pretty well flat within spot rates. You look at the load to truck ratios and reefers, it's up 20%, but the rates are still down down 2 to 3 percentage points as far as the rates, but our percentages volumes up. So we really we need to do a better job in the spot market of pushing those indicators. And by measure year over year, so fuel's up 73% year over year. So it's a 73.2% year over year. It's up 8% over last month. So, we did the XY axis where fuel's going up and then rates start coming down. We've crossed that, obviously, with the surge in fuel. But the rates compared to last year, flatbed spot rates are up 11% over last year, indicative of what you're saying, that things are tightening up and the rates are in the right direction.
Yeah.
Van rates are up 1.3% over last year, and reefer is down 0.5%. So the rates are as stable as they were last year. The difference is we're not getting the compensation for the fuel adjustment.
That's correct. And that's the biggest takeaway that I got. Look, we all know the problem. It's the price of fuel. And notoriously, since I was a little kid, come the Memorial Day to Labor Day, fuel, my dad used to always come say it too. Fuel goes up in the summer because everybody's traveling. Everybody uses more. And that's what happens with it. And I just remember that growing up, you expect the fuel prices at the pump. And, I'm sure we weren't talking about diesel prices back then, but, it's just, I feel like I don't know what's causing the fuel prices the diesel prices to go so high, but I do think it some of it, a little piece of it could be that, it's just summer and it's typical in the summer. However, it just doesn't make a lot of sense to me why. I can't put my finger on it. Is it the things that are going on in Ukraine or whatever? Who knows? I don't know. But yeah, definitely some just, hey, I felt like, all right, I took a deep breath that, things are kind of trending in the right direction. Doesn't mean we're getting there yet or we're there yet, but I feel like it's going to go in the right direction. If we can push and keep it where, keep it steady till we get past 4th of July. One load I booked today, Mike knows about it because we both planned Stanley, was Laredo to New Hampshire. It's 2,200 miles, 73.50. That was a pretty good load, and that takes care of him. He got to stay home. He picks up tomorrow afternoon, so he's been home since Saturday. And last week he's okay. It was taken care of. He went home with a load, delivered it Tuesday morning, got home Saturday, and then he's coming out, and that'll be his week, basically. I know on Tuesday when he delivers that Tuesday morning. But go back to the places. Laredo used to be my honey hole, and I got away from that for a long time because there was a lot of other honey holes out there. But in times like this, I feel like circling the wagons short and go back to those honey holes that you're used to, that you can get a decent load out of. Yeah.
So the last load that Lois booked today was for a reefer coming out of Richmond, Virginia area, going towards Portland, Maine.
Yeah.
So Virginia is 6.1. This side of Virginia is not the super hot side that's starting to warm up. It doesn't have a lot of volume. Not a horrible place to come out of. Loads per reefer up in the Augusta market, which is 28.3. She had she had to get a call back 30 minutes later to get the rate, but still she hung the line, would not negotiate at all, and got, I think it was $3,200. So the median rate's $2,681. So she put a rate up there. It's $3,200. She hung on. She didn't give the broker any room at all to move, and that hasn't been a rate that's been seen since January and maybe February of this year.
Yeah.
So it goes back to the fact that there is volume, and if you don't take the freight at the market they want, they're going to have to go back and have a discussion with their customer, or in many cases, the broker's just making less margins.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I think it's like sometimes, Mike, we talk about it a lot. Do we wait for day of? Do we try and, I know while I was gone, you guys were doing a lot more pre-planning. It seemed like you had to get stuff a little bit a day or two earlier, but if the volume's there, do we wait maybe sometimes till day of, or that way it's the stuff that when you're dealing with the spot market, not customer freight, but that way you can kind of press somebody to get all the money you can because they need to move it. I'm always a proponent of that. I really feel like I do better on day of, but you can walk in the morning though and have your plate full if you got a whole bunch of trucks empty and you got to book them all the same day.
Yeah. For me though, it just depends on where the truck lands. If it's
where it lands, yeah.
Florida, Colorado, something like that, I always try to book ahead.
Yeah.
Even the Northeast a little bit. If it's a good area, then day of isn't a problem.
Yeah.
Russ, can I screen share just for really quick
go ahead.
image reasons? So here's DAT, and this is one of the resources for trend lines. They talk about the week over discussion. The biggest thing to look at is this. If we start looking at where things started to fall from January, February, March, April, May, this is how we talked about the up and to the right. This is the rebound we're looking for.
Yeah.
This rebound only stays here if we hold it. And when there's 11 loads per reefer, freight doesn't move unless we let it move. And eventually reefers, it's perishable. It's going to have to move at some point in time.
Right.
And there's not enough dedicated large carriers to carry that freight. When you start talking about that, 90% of the freight market is made up of 20 trucks or less in this country. So, and the same thing here. So flatbed's a little, it dropped a little bit, but obviously it was up from January and February. And then you start looking at, January, February, March, you see downward to April and then May. And by the way, you're saying, well, June, well, it's only 5 cents. Well, that's 5 cents up to this point in the month. And let's remember, what's today's date? June 1st. So if we can continue to elevate this and end up continuing to push those truck rates, we may have a market that compensates for fuel. And I understand the 6,000 or 10,000 people that we end up broadcasting to make up a very small portion of the market, but most people out there get it. And when you want to make up for fuel, just don't settle for a lower rate. If you're tired of seeing your settlements low, continue to be patient with your load planner. If they're booking you a day ahead of time, trust that they know that that's an area that you don't want to stay in. If they're booking you day of, it's because they're seeing indicators to say there's some people that are going to get stuck today. There's enough rate of this market that we can take advantage of the day of.
Yeah. And to piggyback on that rate cast model, I really like. It's very that if you guys have seen that on DAT, their scientist guy, I forget his name, I never can remember it, but he shows you all these models, and that rate cast is over time, and I've been watching this for a few years, every week. It's pretty accurate, it seems to me, and it did the same thing on like you had in that picture, Christian. It was kind of going down in the middle like a V, and then it just kind of was starting to make that turn and come back up. So I'm holding on to that, man. I really want to see that these rates do catch up with the fuel, and at some point or another, it's gonna have to,
Yep.
to move freight. So, Mike, have you had any trouble this week? Like, have you got any guys in areas that you really struggled with?
No, because
I know Ian, last week Washington was good. We have some customer freight out there too, but
I booked ahead Dala coming out of he delivered in Oregon. Well, hey, we had that issue with him, but I booked him ahead on customer freight out of Washington. And no, the only guys I really had a problem with this week were if they needed something specific, like they had to be somewhere at a certain time, certain area, that kind of thing. But other than that,
yeah, I know.
I'm looking at my guys.
We sent one of Ian's drivers out there to Washington and tried to line it up with a customer load, the same ones, Mike, that we've put on our trucks, and it didn't line up. So him and Austin were calling, and I was helping him a little bit today. I think they got him booked. Yeah, they did get him booked. Actually, Tom Vadnais had to help with a customer he knew out there. But Washington was tough, and last week, even on the spot market, it wasn't. The last few weeks, it wasn't bad, but it definitely fell off out there. Unless you got the customer freight lined up, which normally we do, but it just happened to fall through. But it was tough today. I mean,
Washington seems like it's been tough for the past month or so. Like anytime I've sent someone there, I've always tried, as soon as I book the load, I call, be like, hey, I got a guy that's going to be there this couple days, will just keep me in mind for what you got coming out customer wise. But it seems like Washington's been tough, but I haven't been afraid to send anyone there because of our customer freight out of there. But every time I have somebody pre-planned on our customer freight, almost every time something goes wrong, I swear it's like there's like a bad karma with that place, and every time.
Where's it? Seattle, Portland? Where is it at?
Where it comes out of?
Yeah.
It's outside of Seattle, right? Okay. Tacoma area.
You mean screen share real quick and show you that market?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, it's great. So what you're doing is perfect. You're taking advantage of someone that knows that the market coming out is not great. So you see all this is blue. You guys can see everything, right?
Yep. Yeah.
Bad habit of always checking. So I'm not sure where you came out of, but if you came out of a state that's warm and you're going into something that's far and deep and they don't think you're from there, you're going to get a good rate going in. And here's why. Because you look at it and see, okay, well, this is giving me a rating of a 53. It's only 1.8 loads per truck. There's 829 trucks, so it's 1,500 loads. So let's look at what this looks like on a daily forecast. At 8 a.m. when most people wake up, and it's a couple hours before the Western market, this is what happens. At 11 o'clock, when everyone wakes up and start posting their truck, you move to a 50-50 mix. You've got, actually it's a 1-to-1 mix, but it's 50-50 on the scale. You've got 600 loads for 544 trucks. And as this day goes on, you'll see that trucks are still sitting there even though volume's decreasing, as opposed to somewhere like Houston. So 2 things to look at. The other thing, too, is volume. This, unlike the freight waves, doesn't have the volume index, but it does have it here. So you're basically competing for 600 of the same loads coming out of there. So you're doing a great job taking your trucks out of an area, send them to an area that most people don't want to go to, so you can elevate the rates.
You can get all the money going in, yeah.
Yep, and then you take your customer freight, get the money coming out.
And you're doing good, yeah.
You're doing good. And then if you can land in a place that's coming out, I don't know where you came out of, but if you land in, where the loads from Washington go to?
North Dakota.
North Dakota, not a good area.
Okay. Right, but you have the North Dakotas. It's a better ratio. The freight volume has dropped, right? You're down to a $200 to $300, pieces of freight throughout that scheduled day. But you look at your ratios, you're still doing 10 to 1 pretty much any time during the day. So even if you don't go exactly where you want to come out of Dakota, you're still making decent money coming in until you get back in.
So plus, there's more customer freight out of North Dakota, and it's just a short hop to the Midwest. Really.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Absolutely. And 2 of your 3 legs are profitable, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Well, they're all even in North Dakota, you can make money on. You're almost hitting home runs on 2 of the 3, and then it falls off a little there. But
they had that South Dakota outbound too.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you start looking at, okay, well, what if, like you said, what if I only get in the Kansas City market? I'm looking at running, 1,500, 2,000 loads, and we're looking at, a 6-to-1 ratio pretty much the entire day or better. So now you're back in your market where you get to dictate things where things are.
Right.
If you can get into that market and you can pick somewhere, and I just keep highlighting Houston because of the load volume, you start looking at, holy smokes, we've got 4,000 or 5,000 loads, and we're still at an 8-to-1 ratio all day long. So if your truck's there in the morning, somebody wants to move their same-day freight or something that's got a pushy mileage to it, you can bump your rate in the morning. If your guy's limit on hours, it's shorter in the day and his clock hasn't started, you can negotiate later. But, that's good job getting them out there. And that was the dry van?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm glad you brought that up because I got the new driver, Christopher Leith, I got him a Bobcat load that ends in Houston, so he'll be getting a load out of Houston Friday. So I should be able to do well out of Houston on a Friday.
Yeah.
Yep.
Where to Washington?
Houston's always
Houston.
It's a great place to land. There's a lot of volume always, so you can't really go wrong there.
Yep. Yeah. Even when the market doesn't tell you, it's still a pretty decent place to land.
Yep. Yeah, for sure. So, drivers, Johnny 5, Ray.
Yep.
Ray, you with us?
He's gone again.
We might have lost him. They were driving his wife and him.
Yeah, I'm here. I just
he's there. Okay, Kevin, Nate, and Jim Mackey.
Yep.
So we're moving on to the St. Jude's this week. I'll take the drivers. Doty, you want Kumar? It's your turn, buddy.
Yeah.
He's got Kumar. Kumar's been pretty smart lately.
Yeah, good choice.
He won the last.
So is Doty.
I think.
Yeah.
Very smart picking me.
So we mixed it up a little bit. Joel's got some fishing questions and some trucking questions, and he might have a joke or two in between. So trucking questions with Kumar. Kumar doesn't know anything about trucking. Well, he knows a little bit now.
He knows a lot.
I was going to say.
He has a CDL now.
And he knows less about fishing. But he's well-read, and he is famous. So let's see if he can take on our 5 drivers this week in trucking questions with Kumar.
We're going to have to bring Carol on next week for the questions, Russ.
Okay.
Maybe.
You work on that.
All right. All right, Kumar.
Yes, sir.
What is up? Here we go. Question number 1. What % of drivers' wages contribute to the freight trucking cost in the U.S.? Let me read that again. What % of drivers' wages contribute to the freight trucking cost in the U.S.?
Go ahead. Sorry, I was trying to understand it.
What percentage of the driver's wages contribute to the freight trucking cost in the U.S.? A, 61%, B, 33%, C, 15%, or D, 55%?
So the freight costs X amount of dollars to move in America. How much of that X amount of dollars, what percentage goes to driver wages? What were your percentages again, Joel?
A, 61, B, 33, C, 15, D, 55?
61.
Kumar says 61% of freight prices go to driver wages. Jim Mackey, Johnny 5, you guys have an idea? Is it 61% go to wages? 55% of all the freight go to wages? 31? Did you say 33?
61, 33, 15, or 55?
55. What do you guys think?
I was going to say 61, but I'll pick 55 just to be indifferent.
I know when I started driving, I worked for 20%.
Yeah.
So we're thinking nowadays, I'm going to say 33%.
Yeah. I kind of like Jim's answer, too. I don't think that it's...
But you guys got to pick one.
A half. So you guys got to pick one.
I think it's going to be 15. I think it's going to be, if it's depending on what number they're going with. But what is it, Joe?
Well, you guys can
If we all got to merge
collectively-
together, then I'm going to go ahead and join with Jim Mackey then.
So you guys are going to go with 33. You in with that, Nate and Kev?
Yep.
Okay. What is it, Joel?
I'm good with that.
Doty says 15.
All right, the answer is B, a third. 33%.
Bingo.
Makes more sense.
Oh, look at that.
Look at that. 1-0 drivers.
That was off.
Yeah. And by the way,
Johnny,
did you know that
Johnny 5, why didn't you calculate that in with your computer, man?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, he hacked the show. You can hack the show. You can't figure that out.
Yeah, well, I was hacking the show, not Metal Arts Network, okay? You're trying to get me in trouble now, Ray.
He sounds like he's detached from the internet right now.
Hey, Ray.
Oh, man, again already?
Uh-oh. I'm detached.
Question 2.
Hey, Ray, did you hear that Chuck Norris once went to the restroom in the radiator of a semi? It's now known as Optimus Prime. Question number 2. Kumar.
Yeah.
You know what a bass is, don't you?
That's
Oh,
like
got it on my hat.
the
Can't
big
see it, though.
drum on.
The big drum.
Yeah, on a drum.
All right. Well, a bass will eat anything as big as its what? A, length. B, eye. C, mouth. Or D, stomach. You can't see it.
Let's go mouth. We're gonna go mouth.
Kumar says mouth. Drivers, you agree with him, or
man.
you think it's one or the other?
Mouth. It's mouth.
Mouth.
Yeah.
What is it, Joel?
Mouth to mouth.
He's got a pretty big mouth.
Okay,
Both said mouth.
they are correct. A bass will eat anything as big as its mouth.
Nice.
1-1 Kumar.
1-1 Kumar. Kumar, why are fish so smart?
Why?
Because they swim in schools. Question number 3. Here we go. How many days in their career does the average small business truck driver drive? Is it A, 5,019 days? Is it B, 1,025 days? C, 2,083 days? Or D, 3,004 days?
So, how many
Days in their career.
collectively in their career are they driving? An average truck driver. Read the answers again,
Yeah,
Joel.
one more time.
Yep. So, A, 5,019 days. B, 1,025 days. C, 2,083 days. Or D, 3,004 days. They're all pretty close.
We'll do a 5,019.
So 5,000
5,019.
collective days. Do the math on that.
All right. Well, it's an average. It's an average.
What do you say, Ray? You guys want to talk about
man.
it? You want to phone a friend? Take the 50.
Ask the guy on the side of the road.
Thank you. So let me.
I just wrote the force.
What do you think, guys, Johnny?
Homeless truck driver on the side of the road.
Read the
I just
answers
rubbed
for
the
them
numbers
again.
'cause I'm never home.
Calculate this, Johnny. With your.
How many days in their
5
career
hours.
does the average small business truck driver drive? A, 5,019 days. B, 1,025
Small
days.
business.
C, 2,083 days. Or D, 3,004 days. Looking for an average.
So it's Jim Mackey's in his cab counting all his log books.
He's
up.
not average.
Log pages.
I would have gone with the 5,000, but I think I'm going to jump with the 3,000 just to be indifferent.
3,000.
Yeah, I was thinking
that's what I was
I'm
thinking.
going to
The
Drivers are
the
on the
next
three.
highest number.
They're on the 3,000.
3,000.
Kumar's on 5,000. Who's right, Joel?
I don't know. I just made this up. No, the answer that they really had was 2,083 days. It's almost 5 years. in their career does the average small business truck driver drive? 5 years.
5 years collectively, like every day
it's
for
like
5. That
average.
would be your career.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what's the average lifespan of a CD over the road driver?
5 years.
55.
Wow.
3
years.
years.
Depends on the gas prices.
That means I'd be dead already.
Oh,
How many hot dogs does the average over-the-road truck driver eat in his lifetime?
7 trillion.
About that one. By the way, did you hear about the truck that spilled some ice cream out on the highway? There was some rocky road.
Guessing it screamed.
Question number 4.
1-1 still.
Is it?
Yeah, this is question 3.
That was a goofy question. All right. The best time to use a top water lure is A, on a clear day, 70 degrees. B, a rainy day, over 70 degrees. C, a cloudy day, around 80 degrees. Or D, a cloudy day, around 60 degrees. Best time to use a top water lure. Remember the bass?
Yeah, cloudy day around 60 degrees.
You just, was watching a Bill Dance show and came up with that?
I'm on Red Dead Redemption.
Best time to use a top water lure.
They probably texted Doty.
Mike, can you help me out?
Come on, Ray, you're a fisherman.
Mike Saltwater.
Johnny, Nate, Kevin.
Clear day around 70, rainy day over 70, a cloudy day around 80, cloudy day about 60.
A top water lure.
Kumar says D, a cloudy day about 60.
I'm gonna go cloudy day about 80.
Cloudy day about 80.
About 80. Ray likes it hot.
No, Ray, I'm thinking you're wrong.
Well, talk amongst yourselves and let's get an
I'm
answer.
gonna say clear day.
Ray might be right.
She's a
clear
casting
day.
net.
Yeah, you want a clear day because that top water lure, it's right up there at the top of the water, so it's going to pick up any light, sparkle it down.
I like Johnny's theory on this.
I'm in trouble.
So, what are you guys going with? A clear day or a cloudy day?
I would.
80.
I'm saying,
Ray?
I would
I'm gonna
go
say
with the clear day.
Okay.
Yeah.
Clear day.
We got a consensus. Clear day. What is it, Joel?
Y'all are going to chase me out of town with torches. The best time to use a top water lure, according to this, is on a cloudy day about 60 degrees.
Really? Kumar got it.
Mike,
Oh, man.
Johnny, I would have bought your
I did
explanation.
too. Did you know, Mike?
He's saltwater.
No.
You know.
Yeah, you're
He
saltwater.
throws
So
casting net. He don't know.
he's like, I don't need. Just
he lives in Florida. He gets brackish water.
he don't
No,
fish in
there's-
ponds
there's
like
plenty
we
of
do.
60 degrees is too cold for Mike to go fishing.
He's like, I've heard of 60 degrees. I don't know what it is though.
Hey, Johnny 5.
Yeah.
Hey, why did the vegan go fishing?
Question.
Like seaweed.
Just for the halibut. All right. Question number 5. Here we go. What is the score, Russ? 2-1.
It's 2-1.
One didn't
Kumar.
count. All right, Kumar, need you to get this wrong. All right, here we go. Question number 5, Kumar. If your van load is 34,750 pounds on either the drives or the tandems, how many holes do you need to adjust? A, 1, B, 2, C, 3, D, 4. What would you do?
Probably 2.
Kumar says 2. Drivers, you're 750 pounds on over your 34 gross on your tandems or your drives. How many holes you need to move it to be legal?
Sorry, guys. I just came back in. My mechanic called me.
3.
3.
I'm gonna
Nate
go
says
3.
Yeah, that's
3.
3.
Drivers say 3.
Yeah.
What is it, Joel? Kumar said 2.
I mean, legally 3
Yeah,
would
I
put you
agree.
at 34, but 4 would put you under. But the answer was 3.
Yeah.
Illegal. 250 pounds on
So-
a van. Kumar,
Maybe I'm
he
just
doesn't-
tied.
He doesn't even know what I'm talking about.
Do you got a tiebreaker, Joel? Fishing question?
Yeah, I did. Did you hear the one about the truck who spilled cannabis on the interstate?
No. What about it?
It tripped on a pothole. I am terribly sorry. I only have the 5 questions prepared today. Should I have gotten 6,
Make
Russ?
something up.
All right,
Well,
come on, Christian.
Since it's Christian, Mike, you guys can come up with one. A fishing question. Mike, you're the fisherman. How many tarpon can you catch
on the 4th of July
in where Mike fishes in Florida legally? Like, can you? What can you? Oh, you can't.
How many
them.
a day?
How many a day? Is that a legal thing, Mike? No.
No, catch and release. I would say.
You're muted.
Oh, you're muted, Mike.
Oh, I know what I should have asked.
No, the tarpon are just catch and release. Can't keep them.
Catch and release. All right, Mike. You own a bait shop. You fish like crazy. You got to come up with one question for these guys.
All right, I got one.
All right. Price of a dozen
one?
shrimp. An easy one. Price of a dozen shrimp.
At Fish Stock.
At Fish Stalkers, the price of a dozen shrimp. Kumar.
I have coupons.
Okay, so we'll do like closest number kind of deal.
Yeah, well, he's going to give you 4 choices.
We can do 4 choices or closest number, whichever.
Let's do 4 choices.
Okay, do 4 choices. So drivers, listen up. Price of a dozen shrimp at Fish Stalkers. Here's your choices.
$1.99, $2.99, $3.99, or $4.99.
Dozen shrimp.
$1.99.
How big are the shrimp?
$2.99, $3.99, or $4.99.
Regular shrimp.
Regular shrimp.
That's
not
a good
breaded
question, Joel,
shrimp.
because there are different prices for different sizes.
Shrimp.
They're not breaded, right,
Just
Mike?
regular. No, not breaded or fried.
They're not fried.
Are you talking about? You're talking about bait shrimp, not breaded shrimp, right?
That's right.
Yeah, just bait.
Because the breaded shrimp is
That's
an extra
Kumar's-
50 cents per fish per.
Yeah, per
And the
shrimp.
cocktail sauce would be extra, but these are just. So Kumar, $1.99 for fishing shrimp, $2.99, $3.99, or $4.99 for a dozen.
Let's go $3.99.
And
He says
and Russell requires
$3.99.
no cocktail sauce.
No cocktail sauce. That's extra. It's a quarter. And so drivers, Johnny 5, Ray, Jim Mackey, Kevin, Nate.
I'm with that.
What do you guys say?
$3.99.
I'm going with $4.99.
You guys got to go with
$3.99.
something different. This was our tiebreaker. You can't say the same thing as Kumar.
Hey,
We'll be here
I've
all
seen-
night. We'll be here till
I've
next
seen-
week.
Hey, Christian, get
I've
ready for a
seen
question.
the ads on Facebook of what the
Oh, yeah. They're
$4.99. Drivers win then, right?
Oh, man.
Got
How
it.
much is a dozen
The
of shrimp?
price is projected to go down. Right?
So Doty's got to donate
Fish
$20 to the first donation
Or-
to the St. Jude's.
Or
Or
we
His
do it a
question,
tie
big shrimp,
this
not-
week,
not
and we
breaded
come back next week for double or nothing.
double or nothing.
let's do that. We'll do a tie
Or
this
nothing.
week. Kumar, write it down.
All right.
We'll double it up next week. And then Christian will have to pay. It'll be his turn.
Yeah. I'm doing something else, but I still heard that the answer is no.
Yeah. Well, guys, listen, it's been a fun show, episode 59. It's great to be back with the band, back at band practice again. And with that,
Band camp.
you guys got
One
anything
time
else?
at
Doty?
band camp.
Christian? Kumar?
I'm good, man.
Shout out to Johnny Depp.
Great.
Who won.
Johnny Depp won.
Is it Johnny 5 or Johnny Depp?
Johnny,
Yes, it's Johnny.
Johnny
Yeah.
5. Yep.
And
What did he win?
Johnny
50
5
million or
equals
something?
Johnny Depp.
and go Josh Allen and Pat Mahomes tonight. I got a bet with Christian, $50 going to the St. Jude's.
Now Amber Heard's
Yep.
broke and homeless.
And with that, if you guys don't have anything else, everybody
just
keep
Good
the
to have you. Good to have you back, Russ.
yeah, thank you. Keep the shiny side up and keep your chin up because these rates we're going to push as hard as we can. I believe that we're going into some better times.
Yep.
It looks good, and from what I'm seeing,
Keep it between the lines.
keep it
Drivers,
between the
be
lines
safe.
and be safe. And with that, go Browns, go Guardians, and go Cavaliers.
Don't smoke meth.